It's crazy because they're always the guy out there, a little under the radar for whatever reason, that people are not giving him his shine, giving him his proper credit. But to you and to many others, oh, he the one. He is silly. He is different, right? So in basketball, it sounds like a Carmelo Anthony. Like, we know he buckets. But the narrative, the perception is, nah, let's give it to other guys. And of course, we're not robbing LeBron and Kobe in this conversation, but we're giving Carmelo his props, boosting him up. You know what's crazy about it? In football, guess who that was? And it wasn't because of narrative or anything. It was just really because just too quiet, just didn't say enough. Marketplace and him, Brad Hopkins. Y'all heard of Brad Hopkins? Hopefully not, because that's to my point. Sucker hell. All right, everybody knows Walter Jones. Everyone knows Orlando Pace. Everyone knows Jonathan Ogden, right? We know those big names. Tony Baselli is that era. All right? Brad Hopkins right there. And Brad Hopkins was quiet with it, like just grown man, tractor strength, quiet, quick, could do it all. Just didn't get the notoriety, right? And I was like, man, this dude don't get enough love. Then I talked to my peers. I talked to other DNs. They're like, shoot, Brad Hopkins about that life. You got 60 minutes of life sentences dealing with Brad Hopkins. He was a beast. So Eddie George days, remember that? Starting to add up a little bit. Tennessee Titans, Steve McNair, rest in peace. Starting to add up, right? Somebody was protecting that house. It was Brad Hopkins. This dude was silly with it, y'all. He used to bring the pain. Never got the props. Never got the respect. I wonder who y'all think. I know I'm going to check these comments to see what y'all think. Because there's always those guys you're like, dog, why nobody talking about him? That dude's silly. He buckets. Why they not talk about him? All he do is go out there and get his. Nobody talks about him. So Brad Hopkins for me, and I remember going against him countless times. And it's weird when you got to go against a beast because you're ready for it. You're pumped. Like you can't be down for it. You pumped. But at the same time, you're like, damn, it's going to be a long one. It's really almost a greater battle mentally than it is physically. Because physically, you guys are going to level out. Like he's a beast for a reason. So you ain't going to go in there and just pick him up and throw him away. You ain't going to just go out there and hit him with no simple rip moves and simple swim and counter moves. Nah, he ain't going for that. It's going to be a chess match. It's going to be a mental battle. It's going to be deceptive. You got to throw him off, right? You got to mislead him. If not physical to physical, we're going to counterbalance each other. And boy, those nights when you thinking through all the different plays, you're thinking about all the different ways, and you need to set them up and also need to run some games, some stunts. You need your teammates involved. It's going to be a collective effort. You need those DBs to give you that extra half second, right? Boy, that anxiety, those thoughts, I miss them because it's hard to find that in the real world, like that complex of a situation with that level of intensity that fast. Y'all caught what I said? It's different. In the real world, things develop. Things take their time. An overnight sensation takes forever, right? In the real world, in football, man, you go out there and say it, hut. Oh my, he's silly. he good. So it's a different development speed in the real world than it is in sports. But we still got to put in that work consistently in sports as well. But when you're at that moment of truth with someone else and it's time to go to war, that war is not fought with physical tools as much as it is mental tools. And it's crazy, bro. Woo! Y'all got me thinking right here. I'm over here shaking because, boy, those some nervous nights. Hard to sleep. Oh, man, it was a beautiful thing.